I don't know which one. But wait, I got to get this started before.
After class.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
I still don't understand it.
Okay, I'm happy to help you. Okay, we're starting the video. I want to try to get on my other computer as well. Let's see. I'm going to share screen before I don't do that like last time. And I gotta put my flash drive in. I can start this going. I don't want to do it while something's covering. Okay. These are our walls. Okay. That's where we want to start. I want to see my chat. See if I can make that bigger. Okay. It's not a Friday, is it?
No, it's Wednesday. So because if it wasn't, I'd be screwed.
I agree. You and I both.
I've been in school for 5 straight years, and I've done fall, spring, summer semester.
Oh my goodness.
For 5 straight years. And I don't know what it is this semester. I'm so pumped.
Because this is like the one where we got that.
I'm so pumped.
Because this one's all super rushed and super complex because
Of coronavirus. And plus hurricane.
That's the thing. Like last year, I was doing 17 hours of school. I was part-time working and being overworked because of the coronavirus. I work in radiology.
Yeah.
And we had chest x-rays like crazy. And
Don't forget to grab a paper.
And I was like confident.
You need one of each.
Determined. I was ready.
Yeah.
Now it's just a little bit of
Oh, I know. I agree. I know. I don't know what it is this year. I don't know what it is. I really don't.
I feel like I'm jet fighting every day. And I'm like, tomorrow's a new day. I'm going to get more energy. And it's like the complete opposite.
Right, I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to feel well rested. No, I'm not. Yeah, I think a lot of people are experiencing that right now. I do.
A lot of people are experiencing a lot, so.
Yeah. Yeah, look, everybody's nodding. Everybody's in here is just doing the head bob. I don't know. I think we're all just kind of exhausted from the emotional stress of coronavirus. Like, it really is. It's a legitimate thing.
Yeah, I hear people are having like PTSD from this.
Well,
Of course, it could be like in Florida where they're having like these riots about like saying like these big anti-mask protests.
You know that meme with the dog in the fire?
Oh, yeah.
This is fun.
Oh yeah, this is fun. It's all fun.
Hey, don't forget a wipe and then grab a paper. Well, two of them. If you want the one from yesterday, but then that one's for today.
I mean, apparently,
In 2019, the people were like, this is going to be a good year. Oh, yeah.
And 20, is that what people said in 2019? We jinxed ourselves.
everybody says it gets the roaring 20s. It's called the roaring 20s because people said it's called the roaring 20s because like
Grab a paper. Yeah, both of them. Well, one's off of the internet. You might have already downloaded it, but might be nice to have a paper.
Everybody that doesn't look on your black-eyed peas and cabbage.
The black-eyed peas are a struggle for me. I love cabbage, but black-eyed
I
peas.
didn't have mine last year, and I think that's what
That's what I
affected all this.
We all need to get that this year.
I would say you probably didn't eat enough roast beef. Was it pork that gives you good health?
I have no idea.
I don't remember.
I don't like black-eyed peas or cabbage.
Oh, I could eat my body weight in cabbage, but black-eyed peas. I know. That's what I'll do with the black-eyed peas. I'll take a bite. My mom always makes them, and I will take a
My
bite.
dad makes them. He's like, Courtney, just get a spoon. I'm like,
Okay. You've never had black-eyed peas. It's a Southern thing, right?
Okay. So I did it 1 year for someone made.
I really just like don't like beans, like red beans and rice.
Oh my God, I could eat red beans once a week, and I could eat white beans once a week,
I like
and be happy.
I like
I love it
barbecue
with
bacon.
jambalaya. It's the only way I cook, I'm gonna eat it with jambalaya.
Yeah, if you have to fried fish, white beans and fried fish. Oh. I don't know why we're talking about all this food today.
I guess we're
All right. Oh, y'all want to hear a joke? Y'all want the joke for today? All right. Sure, why not, right? What do you call a hen who counts her eggs? A mathema chicken.
That's what the other day. What do you get from a dwarfed cow?
What do you get from a dwarfed cow? I don't know.
Convinced.
No, that's nice. That's nice. I actually have another.
Oh my God.
That's a good one. I like that one. I like that one.
I was cracking. It was on TikTok. I was cracking up laughing.
This is, you want to hear my son's favorite cow joke? My son's favorite cow joke is, what do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. He'll laugh at that one. He'll laugh at that one every time.
The other one that they said was what was it? Why do cows not have toes and they have hooves?
I don't know, why do cows not have toes but have hooves?
Yeah, they lack toes.
They lack toes. Yeah, I think you just say, like, why do they have hooves? Because they lack toes.
Yeah.
Because they lack toes. That's good. That's good. All right. So I guess we'll go ahead and get started. I did add those links for y'all for the other videos. It would have been too much of a pain to put them on a page, so I just went ahead and added the two that we talked about, and next time I'll put them all on one sheet instead of having a bunch of links. But so here are the two extra, the Edmond degradation and the mass spec video, but they were in the announcements, so it's nothing new. Okay. Is the what? Yeah, that'd be really great. That would be really great. And then I automatically see something I didn't move. I need to move this up too. Is edit on? Come on. Come on, Moodle. Apparently it's a bad internet day. Everybody's struggling today, even the internet. So what you should have worked on, right, was looking at some of those long iClicker questions. I'm going to try and put this in the right place. Did I move it? No. Come on. Oh, stop it. This is so. Okay, and then let me push it up a little bit more. Here we go. Nope. Okay, should go right in there. Oh, why did it do twice? Well, Moodle is just having a hard time today. Oh my gosh. Okay, I hope that didn't mess up my learning objectives. But anyway, they're at least close to one another. So these were the ones I gave you last time. The sections 1 through 3 are what I gave you last time. What I have for you out on the table today is the last section. I just added 3 more. So this is kind of in place of the discussion questions that we have kind of been doing, just so that you kind of have something to go back to. So I posted them here, and if you're in the classroom and you want a hard copy, there are hard copies on the front desk. Okay, so if you are here, please go ahead and do your attendance and check in on attendance. And yay for in-person people. I'm so proud of you. Okay. So.
No, it's like A for in-person.
Oh, A for in-person, yes. And yay for in-person. Both. All right, I think the last one we talked about was this one, right? This is the last one we did in class last time, where we thought we had a protein that was phosphorylated.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we need to go over 1 through 4. Let's talk about these answers, because you were going to work on those. No, they're not going to get, if you get the clicker wrong, it's not going to hurt you. It is just for us to kind of both see how we're doing. And it's not going to hurt you at all. So I'm going to go to full screen. Okay. But I want to extend that out. Okay, there we go. Now it looks sort of decent. Remove this. All right. So here's our first one. So you should have gone home and you should have looked at this and thought about it and then come up with a response. So I want your response, and then we're going to talk about it. So I'm hoping everybody has done their attendance. I'm anticipating yes. So, oh no, this one we already did. We talked about this one, y'all. Okay, we talked about 2, we talked about 3, we talked about 4. Okay, we didn't talk about 5. That's the one we didn't talk about yet, right? Okay. All right, here we go. All right. Okay, so click in. This is number 5. I can move this. We'll be down at the bottom. So click in with whatever you thought about. So I'm not going to give you long to do this. You should have thought about your answer already. And so you're just clicking in. Don't forget a wet one. And then if you want it, there are sheets on the front. They're posted on Moodle, so if you'd rather be a Moodle person, it's cool too. All right, I'm only giving y'all 1 minute. You should already have this response. Come on, y'all. Mostly for enzymes. Affinity chromatography is not necessarily for enzymes, but enzymes do bind substrates, so it always works for enzymes. Well, always. It usually works for enzymes. So it will work for enzymes, but you could do it with other things because other things have binding without catalytic activity. All right, so I'm gonna assume everybody has answered, even though that is not our total people who are here today. But, all right, so you have a friend who's made this compound, this little compound, right? What's another word for a compound that binds to and possibly inhibits? Sometimes it promotes, sometimes it inhibits, but it's called a, anybody know? A ligand? A ligand? Y'all have heard that before, right? Yeah, okay. So you have some kind of ligand, and it's gonna bind to, and we hope, inhibit an enzyme that makes cancer metastasize, right? Metastasis means travel from one location to another, right? So which of the following experiments using lysate from a tumor? Tell me, what is lysate? Oh, what's a lysate? It's a what? So right, you had a cell and you have all the junk on the inside of the cell, and all you did was break open the cell and release all the junk that was on the inside of the cell, right? So you could do it through sonication, you could enzymatically break it down, you could use a detergent, you could use a couple of different methods to make it happen. But so a lysate is just everything that was on the inside of the cell. So everything from inside the cell, okay? So it's important to keep in mind what kind of starting material you have and where you're trying to go with it, right? So we want to know whether or not the drug is going to bind to the protein, and all we have is lysate. We have not purified anything. So that's really, really important to know when you're looking at this, right? So what did y'all say? Okay, so y'all said D. D is correct. D is correct. So if we perform a size exclusion chromatography, let's look at A, with the lysate both with and without the compound, and analyze the elution fraction for changes in size. What's the problem with that? How many different proteins do you have in cell lysate? A lot. And you are expecting to see a size change in one protein when you're looking at every single protein in the cell. It's too much background noise. It's not, you're not going to see a difference because you're working in the lysate. So lysate, I'd say too much background, right? Too much background. You're not going to be able to observe differences. All right, B, perform an immunoprecipitation using antibodies against the protein of interest after adding the drug compound to the lysate. So what's an immunoprecipitation? We have a bead. What do we attach to that bead? Some specific kind of protein. It's in the answer. An antibody, right? It kind of looks like a Y. All right, so we have an antibody against our protein of interest, right? And this is, you can do it with the drug and without the drug. Which one is going to tell whether or not the drug is going to bind to the protein? Is this going to give you information about that? Why not? It's not going to give you precise enough information. Some of it might bind, but what data are you looking to get out of this? We want to know whether or not the drug will bind to the protein. So we need to find some kind of method where we can specifically analyze what is going to bind to the protein. So if we just have an antibody to our protein of interest, it's not going to give us good information. What if we mix the compound with lysate and then perform NMR on the mixture? Oh my God, that's doing NMR on the lysate of a cell. How many different things are you going to try and find the structure of? It's not going to happen. You have to have purified protein to do NMR.
Too many.
It's again, too many. It's too many. Now, what if we took our drug? So this time, here's our bead, and we hooked our drug, our ligand, right? Whatever it is. Ligand, whatever you want to call it, right? We hooked it to the bead. Now we run the lysate over that. What should happen? If the drug interacts with the protein of interest, it will bind. So then you'd have like a binding of YOPI, YOPI, right? And what would happen to all the rest of the stuff? Would elute out. So now we're having a separation where we can get rid of all of our junk that's in the lysate that we don't want. We want a procedure that can do this, that can remove everything from the lysate except our question gets answered, right? Does our protein of interest bind to this new drug ligand? And we can do that, right? We can then go and look and we can analyze, well what was bound to that, that drug or ligand, right? And if YOPI's there, if we can elute out YOPI after we've washed the column, we're good to go. We can say that's the first step in designing a drug to inhibit this enzyme. So that's a real practical, this is really how it works. Questions on that one? Ready for the next one? All right, so now we're doing a little more purification. All right, so this is number 6. So you should have your answer ready to go for number 6. We only had 3 answer choices on this one. Is it just that the internet takes a long time for y'all to check in? Oh, wow. Well, at least you've like written down your answer. You know what you're thinking and you can get feedback that way. Yes, ma'am. The answer for 4? Oh, 5 was D, yes. D. 5 was D. Let's see. I'm like, it's telling me here, I have a chat, but then it doesn't show up on my computer. Okay. All right, so what do we got? 42 responses. Come on, y'all. All right, I'm calling it in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so what do we say? All right, we have ion exchange and affinity chromatography. So we have 2 different kinds of chromatography. We've isolated YOPI, our protein of interest. We're going to check the size of our protein. So we did it on a gel filtration chromatography, right? So what should happen when we run our protein through gel filtration? If it's small, it should come out last.
And if it's large, it comes out first.
And if it's large, it comes out first. Good. So we can predict our molecular weight. So based on that, we have a molecular mass of 140 Daltons. But we want to prove that that's a purified protein. So we want to denature it and we want to run it on a gel so we can verify its size. But lo and behold, when you performed SDS Page, you got two bands of 25,000 and 45,000 Daltons. Whenever you see this, what you want to do is you want to add up those numbers in some way, shape, or form to get to our total. And if you can't do that, then you have some problems with contamination or something like that. But let's try and do that. So what did you do to get to 140 Daltons? You could first double them. I added them and then doubled them because that made more sense to me. But, right, if you double them, that's 50 and then 90. And when you add those together, you get 140. Good. Okay. So what does that tell me about this, the 25,000 band? It's two peptides of the same thing, right? This is another two of the same, right? If they're the same molecular mass, they're going to be the same peptides. So we have two of the same, and then we doubled it. So what do you call that? What did y'all say? Ooh, good. So the native protein, as seen on gel filtration chromatography, has a molar mass of 140,000. That's right. But the denatured protein, when we look at it on an SDS Page, reveals the protein comprised of 4 subunits. Did you have 4 subunits? Yes, you had 1, 2, 3, 4 subunits. 2 of them were 2,000 or 25,000 Daltons. That's these 2. And 2 of them were 45,000. That's these 2. Yeah? So let's look at the other ones. The protein's actually not purified. That could happen if you end up with more than one band. Let's keep reading. You have 4 proteins, 2 of 25,000 and 2 of 45,000 Daltons that form a tetrameric complex when exposed to the buffer used in gel